Tonight, the South Australian Government rolls out a campaign to break the cycle of domestic violence. And Port Lincoln tourist operators ready to welcome back visitors.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with John Hunt begins now.
Good evening. Port Pirie's Uniting Country says they have the services available for those looking to escape from domestic violence. It comes as the South Australian Government rolls out new ads aimed at breaking the cycle.
A new campaign aimed at confronting an often hidden scourge in our society.
You want a quiet meal?
$200,000 invested by the state government in an attempt to address the devastating issue.
The tagline is, if you feel the need to break something, break the cycle of domestic abuse.
Experts are reporting an increase in cases since COVID-19 restrictions were implemented, with people given no choice but to stay home, sometimes in dangerous and volatile situations.
Now more than ever, because we want South Australians to understand that in some households there is a cycle of abuse and there is a way out.
Uniting Country Port Pirie is welcoming the statewide campaign, saying there are numerous support services available locally too for those who are experiencing hardships.
Anyone can walk through the door and we can connect them with a service, whether it's one of our services or whether it's another one in the community. We'll do our very best to connect them with what they need.
Staff at the centre say there's been a downwards trend in those seeking support for financial issues, crediting the federal government's coronavirus rescue package.
People have been receiving Job Seeker or the JobKeeper program, or accessing super, or simply just living off their savings.
However, they are preparing for a possible increase in inquiries around September when those funds are no longer available.
Around financial counselling, we think that's going to be quite huge come August, September, October.
Uniting Country also offers services such as Food Hub for those who are doing it tough. Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Golf News.
And if you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, support is available. Please call 1800 737 732. Senior Broken Hill footy matches remain on the table, despite 3 of the city's clubs rejecting a shortened season. The local league is toying with the idea of a festival of football to be played in September.
It's hard to see footy returning to Silver City grounds this year, but AFL Broken Hill remains committed.
Never before in my time in footy have we confronted anything like we have this year.
This week, the city's 4 clubs were pitched a 9-round shortened season with 2 weeks of finals. It was planned to start mid-July and finish early September. However, this was knocked back by South, North and Central for numerous reasons, including player health and safety and financial concerns. West, the only side in support.
I think that football is part of the Broken Hill culture so in some format it should happen.
For a brief moment, West was even considering crossing the Victorian border to get a hit out in the Sunraysia League. But Mr Kai says the logistics were too hard.
We were just looking at a league side, even perhaps getting some permits from other players that might have wanted to play from other teams as well. But what Sunraysia were looking at was a holistic club going down.
AFL Broken Hill is still striving to see junior footy played this season, but also the seniors given a run. A festival of football round-robin competition across the September weekends is being floated.
We'll allow the clubs a couple of weeks for the dust to settle. Then we'll go back to them and then we'll give them a formal concept, a formal idea around the festival in September.
Patrick Ryankey, 7 Spencer Golf News.
And the Spencer Golf Football League has backflipped on its original decision to cancel the 2020 season. Committee members have now agreed to begin a shortened season on July 11. The president says it's important for the community for local footy to start and for clubs to secure players.
And we want to make sure that they play in our league. And of course, all of our club rooms now are opening or intend to open to provide meals. So we've got a flow of income, we've got players that want to play, we're going to play.
The 6 teams have until Monday to confirm whether they intend to compete. A Maitland man will face court after police allegedly found drugs and stolen property at his house yesterday morning. Officers attended a Maitland home around 11 a.m, conducting a search of the premises. Police say they found 9 bags of knitting wool, 39 pairs of socks and other clothing, allegedly stolen from a truck depot in Kadina earlier this week. They also located a jet ski suspected to be stolen. In addition, 28 cannabis plants were also found. He was charged with numerous offences and will appear in court in July. Port Lincoln tourism operators have rolled out the welcome mat for visitors as part of South Australia's Welcome Back campaign. The move hopes to encourage travellers to explore the region, following the further easing of travel restrictions.
Port Lincoln back open for business. Tourism operators standing together, itching to welcome back travellers to the jewel of Eyre Peninsula, with an endless list of reasons to visit.
Seafood, shark cage diving, swim with the sea lions and our fantastic coastal sceneries.
As South Australia's borders continue to relax, tourism operators are hopeful it'll provide a much-needed boost in visitor numbers.
Certainly getting some new inquiries since the announcement of the border easing last week.
While SA's borders are open to Western Australia, Northern Territory, Queensland and Tasmania, the favour hasn't been returned. Anyone flying to the 3 states or territory from SA will have to quarantine. Operators are concerned that'll hamper visitor numbers.
It's likely to be a bit of an issue in the short term, so we'll be focusing on Adelaide and the intrastate market in the meantime.
The Welcome Back campaign aims to tantalise travellers to explore the region after almost 3 months of crippling travel restrictions.
We lost 50% of our business overnight when they closed down the hospitality, and when they sent all the tourists home, we lost another 25% of our business.
The sector has been brought to its knees with the axing of cruise ships, major festivals, international and regional travel, decimating visitor numbers. Industry leaders hoping the new campaign can help breathe new life into the community.
Those people that want to travel, we're here, we're ready to go, and we're just really going to gear up for springtime.
Nathan Regter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Still to come tonight, Port Lincoln's hospital to host the region's first specialist prostate cancer nurse. And Broken Hill skate park redevelopment takes a major step forward. Welcome back. Eyre Peninsula will soon receive its first specialist prostate cancer nurse as part of a federal government initiative. The new nursing position based in Port Lincoln is set to provide early diagnosis and treatment for the cancer.
It's the second most common cause of cancer deaths in Australian men, with more than 3,000 dying to prostate cancer each year. Now a new specialist position has opened up on Eyre Peninsula in the fight against the disease.
I think it's the first one in grey. It's definitely the first one on Eyre Peninsula, considering that there's less than 100 of these Australia-wide.
The federal government injecting $34 million into the Prostate Cancer Foundation over the next 3 years, helping create 40 new positions, including one here in Port Lincoln.
It won't be just people in Port Lincoln, it'll be people on Eyre Peninsula generally that can access the advice and assistance of the prostate cancer nurse.
The new position helping patients receive advice and, if need be, help fast-track treatment and reduce pressure on the metro health system. Around 200,000 men live with prostate cancer across the country.
Because the health system is one of the great time bombs of our budgets. It just keeps growing faster and faster than the economy on a regular basis. So we've got to find ways of actually managing people better.
With more than 16,000 men expected to be diagnosed with prostate cancer this year, Mr. Ramsey says it's important to get a yearly check.
It's a blood test, a little tiny needle that goes into your arm, they take out a bit of blood, and within 24 hours they'll tell you whether you're high risk or not.
Mental health service Headspace is also in the pipeline for Port Lincoln. Nathan Regter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Police have investigated a report of suspicious behaviour at Coffin Bay this week and believe there's no risk to the public. Investigations began after a boy riding his bike along Sarah Court was approached by 2 unknown men in a small white car. Police have identified all people and were satisfied there were no ill intentions. They're urging residents to continue reporting suspicious behaviour so it can be investigated. A Port Pirie woman will face court after allegedly stealing a cat. A local resident reported their cat was stolen from a Port Pirie South home on Monday. Police viewed CCTV footage, which showed a suspect familiar to residents and officers. The vision also shows the cat escaping its alleged kidnapper and returning home. A 39-year-old Port Perry South woman was arrested yesterday afternoon and was charged with theft and being unlawfully on premises. She was bailed to appear in the Port Perry Magistrates Court in October. Broken Hill's younger generation will soon have a new skate park, with City Council receiving state funding. The new facility will replace the current one in Sturt Park, with local children helping design it.
A project council has been chasing for years, finally set to take off.
All I can tell you, there'll be a lot of joy on these kids' faces when it's built.
Social benefits and the mental health benefits and even the physical health benefits from a skate park is massive.
Securing financial support from the New South Wales Government's Stronger Country Communities Fund, the city is pushing ahead with its plans for a new skate park. Costing over $650,000, it'll be situated in Sturt Park. The fund awarding the project $310,000 with council matching the state's contribution.
Part of this is a vision around having a livable city. You know, a city where people want to stay, a city where people want to come and where our youth are valued. So that's part of the vision.
In 2018, council conducted extensive consultation into designing a new skate park, touching base with those who use it most.
We've worked very closely with our young people, our users of our skate park, to make sure that, you know, we actually got what we wanted from them, their perspective.
The city's young skaters say they're excited to be part of it.
Asked to take it to our schools and stuff like that. We've done that, so we've got a lot of feedback from all the young people that use it and stuff like that. And there's a lot of good ideas, like some of them have been a graffiti wall, so they don't actually have to graffiti on the ramps and stuff.
Council will review its feedback on the skate park design before starting the tender process. Patrick Ryanke, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us. A Port Perry High School soccer program resumes, and a number of coronavirus school restrictions to be relaxed in South Australia. Students at John Perry Secondary School have signed up for a soccer academy training program. It's full steam ahead, and some pupils have their sights set on one day playing professionally.
An early 7 a.m. start for these students who are scoring goals for their school. John Perry Soccer Academy finally kicking off in 2020.
We come to the gym as a whole team and we grab our futsal shoes and we all just play a game and just train so we can advance that skill level in futsal, yeah.
This week's focus is on starting formations as students brush up on their skills.
We're working on a diamond position shape for defence and attack.
So we focus on the 4 core skills: first touch, striking the ball, running with the ball, and also one-on-one.
Teachers also bearing the brunt of early starts but say the morning sessions work for the group.
Compared to trainings that we had in previous years where we had after school, often students are quite tired, and you could argue it's the same in the morning, but we definitely have much better turn up.
Those involved also learning life skills such as teamwork and discipline.
I think they've improved the students by being here, but being committed, and then, you know, I guess their learning is resulting in better results.
There's also hope for some of these students to one day play professionally.
Goal would be to develop some players at the highest level. We've already got a few players like Alicia Ogston, who's playing at a state level as a goalkeeper.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Member for Giles Eddie Hughes says Labor will reintroduce full protection laws for giant cuttlefish in the northern Spencer Gulf if elected in 2022. The announcement comes after the state government lifted the ban on fishing for them in Spencer Gulf, with the exception of the False Bay Protection Zone. Mr. Hughes says they're a vital asset to the region and should remain protected. Broken Hill locals returning to the city's pubs and clubs are being urged by police to follow instructions from staff and security. Officers have been working closely with licensed venues as they start to welcome patrons back into their facilities. The local superintendent saying antisocial behaviour won't be tolerated.
If you're asked to leave, you're intoxicated or you're causing a nuisance or fear in anybody else while you're on those premises, and you get asked to leave and you refuse, you can be arrested or given an infringement notice for those offences.
Failing to leave can result in an on-the-spot $550 fine. South Australian schools are the latest to benefit from relaxed COVID restrictions, with assemblies, excursions, sport carnivals and formals all back on the cards from Term 3. Parents and caregivers will also be allowed to enter school grounds as part of the lifted restrictions. The South Australian Government has also removed the cap on the amount of students allowed in classrooms, but says 1 person per 4 square metres must be followed. Stay with us after the break. We'll have a look at Friday's finance news, and Britt will have the weekend weather forecast. Hello again. Time now for a look at Friday finance. And the share market had a mostly positive end to the week. Regional Express surged by 3%. Mining company Oz Minerals was up by around 1%. Santos and Adelaide Brighton had marginal rises. BHP and the Bendigo Bank, however, finished the week down. And the ASX 200 and All Ords both finished the week quietly, with both having a slight rise. Time for a look at the weather, and we can expect a bit of a mixed bag across the region over the weekend as winter sets in. With all the details, here's Britt with the latest forecast.
Thanks, John, and good evening. We saw showers developing this afternoon with maximum temperatures 1 to 2 degrees warmer than initially forecast. Port Augusta reached 22 degrees with Whyalla and Broken Hill both recording highs of 21. 20 was the top at Port Pirie today, Woodna 19, Port Lincoln, Kadina, Cleve, Clare and Coffin Bay all reached 17, Adelaide 15. A trough and cold front brought showers to the Spencer Gulf this afternoon, with particularly heavy falls about the lower Eyre Peninsula. And that patchy cloud to our north was not rain-bearing today. Moving on to the weekend, and let's start with the waters for Saturday. There is a strong wind warning in place for the lower west coast and the Spencer Gulf tomorrow, with north to northwesterly winds on the Gulf waters between 15 and 20 knots. Seas at 1 to 2 metres with southwesterly swells. And with cold temperatures and strong winds on the way, we do have a warning to sheep graziers for the lower Eyre Peninsula, York Peninsula and mid-north forecast districts. But what does that mean near you? Let's take a look now. Showers and strong winds at Port Lincoln tomorrow, 14 the high there. Cleve showers and 13, Woodna 15 with showers expected. Partly cloudy at Whyalla tomorrow, looking at a top of 16 degrees. Port Augusta 17 with a possible shower in the morning or afternoon. Kadina showers increasing with a max of 14. Showers at Port Pirie tomorrow with a slight chance of a thunderstorm in the afternoon, 15 the high. Clare showers and 11. Broken Hill mostly sunny with a top of 17. And Sunday is looking much the same with showers across the Spencer Gulf region. Broken Hill remaining dry with a high of just 14 degrees. Port Pirie and Kadina both looking to reach 15. Woodna and Port Lincoln 16. Port Augusta and Whyalla both 17. Taking a quick look ahead to next week, Monday, showers about most parts, but fine and partly cloudy at Broken Hill. Maximum temperatures in the mid-teens. And a much drier forecast for Tuesday, fine and partly cloudy across the board. Maximums hovering between 15 and 17 degrees. And John, that's the weekend weather.
Thanks for that, Britt. And that's the local news for tonight and the week. Just a reminder, you can find us online via our Facebook, Twitter and YouTube pages. I'm John Hunt, thanks for your company. I'll have updates later, and Louise Huber will be with you Monday from 7 p.m. Have a great weekend. Good night.